the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania, the no bullshit approach to all financial markets, from Bitcoin and darknet to political betting, and of course, the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market, right here. I'm your host, Brian Micon, financial genius, Bitcoin class of 2011. Joining me are fellow degens Matt Glantz and Brett Ritchie. Glantz is a former options trader, and Brett is the head of Blitzpick. Coming to a blockchain near you this fall. The whole thing is put together by Tony, the producer, and this is Market Mania. Tony, we have another batshit crazy day in the market today. Let's get right to it. Matt Glantz, how is the options fund doing today?
We're down about 1% in the day, nothing big. Market was blood red this morning on the open, looked good for us, but now it's turned around, it's up big. Sure, the Robinhood people are very happy today. What do you think, Brett?
Yeah, I mean, we're happy that it's turned around at the very least. Blood red is never good for Robinhood. There's not a lot of short sellers over in those waters. It's long on really a few particular stocks, particularly Tesla, sort of leading that pack. So as Tesla goes, you'll see the Robinhood traders kind of go.
Well, let's head to our big story of the day. Zoom, $100 billion company. And this is just, yes, we are using Zoom right now. I mean, I guess so. But I mean, $100 billion valuation, boys. I mean, this new open source competitor, Jitsi Meet, I used it the other day. You just open a website, you click the button, you copy paste the link. The other guy shows up. You got video call. You have nothing to download, no signups, nothing. And I mean, this is better than Zoom, and it's, this thing's free and open source. Matt Glantz, is this valuation close to right here?
I mean, their revenue growth is insane. It seems like they've won the brand name contest for video conferencing. Nobody's using Google Hangouts or whatever Microsoft's version is. Everyone I know uses Zoom, so it looks like they've got that game.
Brett Ritchie, you can't buy Zoom at $100 billion valuation, even on Robinhood, right?
Yeah, I'm not. I agree with a lot of what Matt says, but it is still a very competitive market with every other big tech company between Facebook, Google, Apple. They all have some sort of competing product. And as you say, there's free options out there too. I think for business, Zoom makes a lot of sense. They really went after that market. Did they get distracted with all the retail people coming in, regular people using Zoom? I don't know. Time will tell.
Well, I don't know if I'm like short. It's just one of those ones that just kind of pisses me off. I don't know. Just doesn't seem right to me. Moving along. Tone Vays throws out his Bitcoin price predictions. And all right. So you got Tone Vays. He's this guy. He ran up some following on Twitter or whatever, tweeting about Bitcoin putting price charge. He says it's going to be 7,000. The worst case is 7,000. That's as low as it can go. I mean, this is bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. The crypto assets unbacked, they're only moved. The price moves by supply and demand. More people want to buy than sell, price goes up. More people want to sell than buy, price goes down. Tone says there's a 200-week moving average that moved up, so it can never go below 7,000. And it's bullshit because he leverages this personal brand to try to sell you consulting or some such nonsense at incredibly high prices to teach you about how to draw on charts. I mean, if anybody's really killing it out there trading, they just kind of silently print it up. They click the button, they just print all day long, and they don't really want to tell anybody what they're doing, and they just make a lot of money. And if you make money, you just keep making more. You take it. Glantz, I mean, is there any traders that's like printed up that are like, all right, I'm going to teach everybody?
Pretty much no, you're right. They just keep it to themselves or try to get bigger, but not publicly.
Tony, can we get the price list on there on the consulting page? I mean, I just got to see it because I know Brett Ritchie's over there. He's looking at these prices like, those are crack prices.
Well, it's like Masterpiece said, cowards run their mouth, but killers don't talk. Okay. If you're really killing the trading game, as you said, Are you going to let everybody know, or are you just going to silently print money? Is the age-old question that we pretty much know the answer to.
0.2 Bitcoin an hour to talk to the hedge fund, and 0.1 if you're just a dude.
0.3 for a corporation. So if you're a hedge fund or an institution, it's only 0.2. Somehow it's point. What the hell? What's the corporation? What's the difference?
Those that don't know, that's 2,000 an hour. Real
Yeah.
dollars. Jesus.
How does anybody take this guy seriously? So it's been like years like this. All right, moving along. NS8 Fraud. This is over in your neck of the woods, isn't it, Brett Ritchie?
Yeah, Las Vegas company. I have a couple of friends that worked here, actually.
Wow.
Big company. Over 200 employees in Vegas for a tech company is one of the bigger ones. And it's an anti-fraud company where the CEO committed, allegedly, this massive fraud. They had $28,000 in the bank. He forged it to make it look like they had $50 million, raised $123 million Series A, which is just a massive Series A, pocketed 17 of that for himself somehow, and got caught. I don't know what the end game was, because it's like you can't, someone at some point is going to look for those bank accounts that are supposed to have 50 million and there's 20K. You know, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. Las Vegas and their high-level frauds. That little patch of the desert will always have a special place in my heart. And there is no shortage of scumbags looking to run it up illicitly. Moving along to an even bigger fraud that makes that fraud that Brett just talked about look like peanuts. NKLA continues to plunge. This thing is in free fall the last couple days, ever since now Trevor said the Mormon CEO founder scammers steps down, deletes his Twitter, makes off with what was worth $3 billion in shares, like 30% of the company. I guess now he's down to what, 2.2 billion or so, 2.4. I don't know how he's going to survive. Matt Glantz, is this thing over yet? Is the dead cat bouncing here?
I mean, it has bounced. It was 16 this morning, so it's down 20%. Now it's over 20 again. Definitely bounced today, trading wise, short term, but who knows where it's going to be a month from now. I mean, it could be single digits a month from now, or they could turn it around, get some backers, get some backing from GM again, and it could be in the 30s. We'll see.
Brett Ritchie, is the Robinhood user gonna touch this anymore? I mean, surely
the Robinhood user,
bets.
they're catching wind of this also. These scams or alleged scams really they capture the attention of the Robinhood community also. So there's a lot of other options out there. Really, why do you need to be buying this one? I think that's why you saw such a big drop. Retail, they're done with it.
Yeah, I think most of the hype is over for NKLA.
Found a lot of the NKLA stands out there on Twitter. A lot of religious, seemingly gullible people that look like they saw the Mormon Trevor come up there and just lead his flock to the slaughter. Got to always watch out there in the markets. Largest casino in the world, largest scams in the world. That's how it goes. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Now, on to an EV play that might be overvalued, but at least they're producing something. At least they're producing the coolest cars on the road right now. Tesla. Matt Glantz, is this the tippity top? This would be 2,000 a share, split adjusted still.
So Tesla had its battery day, big event 2 nights ago. It went off pretty well. Stock was up to 450 after hours during battery day and fell all night. And then the morning yesterday, we closed down to 380. Opened this morning down around 351 and he had a huge bounce since the market turned around. It's up almost $50 from the low, almost back to 400. So I think most Tesla shareholders are feeling better now. But I do think that most of the upside's gone now. I don't see the Robinhooders or anyone really being excited about the stock possibly doubling from here in the next year or so. So I think it's going to be toned down. The hype is more Zoom and other plays now, and Tesla's less of that.
Well, Brett, they're just going to stop sailing it in on Tesla and Robinhood? No.
I don't know. I feel there's something magical about that 420 number with Tesla, where Elon said funding secured at 420. That was pre-split, so it's really 5x that, but people don't care. Anytime it's below 420, I think you might see people say, well, let's get it back up there. Over 420, I can definitely understand seeing that sell. I could be wrong, but I think it's kind of fine to be you could see a bounce up. It might get the rest of the way back up there to 420.
The clown market today really is meme driven. It really, really is. And it is interesting to see. Speaking of which, that brings us to Penn. Dave Portnoy's boy over there. This is like, I mean, a secondary offering, Matt Glantz. That's when the company brings some of its chips to the table. We'll play with house money over there, go to the cage, to get a little bit of that funding. Those brick and mortars have to be, getting demolished still. Probably need some cash.
Portnoy's bosses over there at Penn threw him for a loop and issued a secondary 14 million shares. They're going to try to raise $1 billion. They already have $1 billion in cash, 1.8 in debt. So they're in a good situation. It's the stock's down $10 from 2 days ago. Not the hugest deal considering it was $7 back in the pandemic. So it's still 10x what it was. So I think everyone's still pretty happy, and they're going to raise money in the 60s, and they'll be well funded to take on this race for online sports books.
Brett, what do you think? Is Robinhood jumping on here? Is this going to be secondary?
Robinhood, again, we've talked about it on this show. It's Elon and Portnoy, and then everybody else really is the faces of these companies that the retail traders really love. So I don't want to bet against those guys. The other thing that's pretty interesting for Penn is they don't need as much of a marketing spend. A lot of this is just operations because their casinos are probably getting fairly crushed throughout their territory. But the Portnoy Barstool connection is really like, hey, we can do a lot of more organic, cheaper marketing with this Barstool arm. We don't need to do as much of the paid acquisition of the competitors. So we'll see how that plays out.
We shall see what we shall see. Quick programming note, the secondary offering is just when a company just sells some more stock. It's nothing like an IPO, and you can buy it today, or you can buy it in a secondary offering. It doesn't really make much sense to me. All right. It's time for the pick of the day, ladies and gentlemen, here on Market Mania. Safety glasses are on. All right. Really getting aggressive today. Matt Glantz. We all remember that I called Nicholas short for the first 2 episodes of Market Mania. What is your pick of the day?
My pick of the day is Tesla short. Tony's got to bring up the price there. It's not really showing Tesla, but Tesla is almost 400 now. I think we go back down, test the lower 300s pretty soon.
All right. Brett Ritchie, over to you. Pick of the day.
So I'm shorting Amy Coney Barrett for the Supreme Court. She's trading at 80 cents or so. And I think that Barbara Lagoa at 20 cents is a little interesting. But the one I really love here is Joan Larson, 1 cent. I think she's easily third in the running. She could be a surprise dark horse here. You're getting 100 to 1 on your money. I've made worse bets.
All right. Very good and creative pick of the day, Brett Ritchie. I'm going to once again dance with the girl that brought me to the dance. I'm going to go Nicholas short again. I'm going to keep pounding it. We're over $20. There's still a 7.5 billion or so left in this scam. Meat's still on the bone right now. I'm short again. I'm going to mix up my picks of the day in the future, but for this Market Mania, first 3 in a row, we're pounding short. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we do appreciate it. I want you to smash that like button and hit the bell and subscribe because it's a new show and we're really trying to make it nice for you, and you need to click the buttons. And we hope you've enjoyed what we've done for you today. The world is pretty fucked up right now. Some of it's on fire still. But as Nipsey Hussle said, pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. We'll see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold, never domino, out of control. up.
The usual, get mad cause I'm looking at your girl.
Switch it up.
I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury, power of attorney, wow, we're turning. Can't lie like it's Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine it'll look the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind, was afraid of the time strobe.